Hello FIGGIE fiends and collectors, this is me, Daniel East 1000, back again with another Indiana Jones figure review. Today we're going to sidestep slightly away from the main line and have a look at two exclusives to somewhere. I'm going to assume this is Hasbro Pulse and independent retailers. So we're going to be having a look at Indiana Jones, Professor, and Kazim. These are based on appearances from Last Crusade, and subsequently, as these are exclusives, they don't come with build and artifact accessories. First and foremost, as always, let's take a look at the packaging. Pretty standard stuff at this point, so it's windowless, so you've got a CGI render of the characters there. Indiana Jones logo at the very top with the Adventure Series banner as well. Pictures on the side, which run around onto the spine as well. Very nice artist renditions from scenes from the film. For Indy, you've got him looking very studious there, but then also investigating the catacombs in Venice with Elsa Schneider. And then for Kazim, you've got him looking very smart, very prim and proper. Then on the side there, you've got his Venice boat encounter with Indy. Really cool artwork on those. If we have a look on this side, you've got a rundown of other characters in the line, namely showing off figures from the first wave. Then a bit of legal garb at the bottom. Then on the back you've got the name of the film that they're featured from, as well as the name of the character, CGI render of the figure, and also rundown of the accessories and features that the figure comes with, and a ton of legal garb at the very bottom there, which we all know and love. Same at the bottom. And well, that's the packaging really out the way and done with for both of these. So let's get into the figures themselves.
If you don't let go, Dr. Jones will both die! Then we'll die! My soul is prepared! How's yours?
So, here we have Indy in its Professor look and Kazim, both looking very sharp and proper. Quite good that these two came out at the same time, just because they do complement each other very well, just because they feature in the same scene together. So that's very cool of Hasbro to do. Particularly unexpected that they've done Kazim so soon. That was a figure I really didn't have on the cards, but I'm really pleased that they have done them, particularly so early in the line. And well, a Professor Indy's an always welcome addition. Both of these figures are the same in terms of articulation, so I'm going to run through that first and, well, take a look at Indy. So they have ball jointed heads on dumbbell joints in the neck. They're kind of limited just because they're ties, so they can only look a certain amount down. Does kind of limit them looking a full way down. Butterfly joints in the shoulders, ball joints in the shoulders, ball joints in the elbows, ball joints in the wrists. I believe there might be some torso articulation in there, but it's kind of limited due to the waistcoat jackets that they wear. Ball jointed hips, swivels at the tops of the thighs, ball hinged knees, and ball jointed ankles with the rocker joints. So you can get these guys in some really dynamic poses. Like I said, they both share the same articulation. So let's now focus on the figures themselves. Starting off with, well, the main man, Indy.
How long I've been looking for that?
All your life?
All my life.
Well done, Indy. Very well done indeed.
First and foremost, let's look at the inaccuracies. Yeah, this is Professor Indy, the base figure, for sure. The accessories, however, are more accessories that would go with a Venice Indy. What's the difference, though? I mean, for the most part, costumes are the same, but Professor Indy has a bow tie, and then when he goes to Venice, Italy, he actually has a tie-down tie.
X marks the spot.
It's very minor, I know, but it's worth pointing out they could have potentially done two different Indies. Have a Professor Indy with his fedora, the little glasses he wears, and obviously the little package, that would have been cool. But instead they've kind of done an amalgamation of two looks, which I dig, I get it, it's fine. This is meant to be Indy looking studious, and it works for that. But it's worth just always noting little tiny inaccuracies, and to be honest, I didn't really notice it until I actually started doing the review. So this is filmed after filming said review. Just for your information there. But if you want to look at his classic, iconic Indiana Jones adventurer look, then review is up on my channel of that if you want to check it out. Link will be up there. Anyways, just going to give you a bit of a close-up on that head sculpt, of which is a really good likeness to Harrison Ford. Really lovely stuff there. It's not quite perfect, but it's decent enough. Of course, he's got this suit that he's wearing, of which is basically the same figure as the Club Obi-Wan Indiana Jones, just without the little flower which is actually featured on Kazim. So there's lots of reuse in this line, which is fine. It makes sense, and if it allows us to get more figures, then I'm not complaining at all. You've got the red on his tie picked out, the lining particularly as well. Given how small it is, it's quite impressive that they've managed to put that sort of detailing on there. So it's kind of a basic costume, but it still looks very, very lovely. It's kind of in this grey coloration. I think what's really sweet about this figure though is the accessories that it comes with. So he has the torch, which he manufactures from a bone and some old rag. And of course you've got a translucent piece to make out that there's flame coming from that there as well, which is quite nicely painted with some dry brushing of red, just to pick out some highlights. And the bone as well, which he's holding, looks pretty cool. He also comes with the shield.
Look. Engraving on the shield. It's the same as on the Grail tablet. The shield is the second marker.
What's that?
It's a rubbing Dad made of the Grail tablet.
And that's really nicely engraved and painted. And then on the back as well, you've also got some very kind of rusty, worn paint application and these straps so you can actually have him hold it. Not only that, as you can see here, he comes with the package, of which contains his dad's old Grail diary.
Venice, Italy.
So that's a really nice little inclusion of that accessory there. So yeah, that's all the accessories that he comes with. So a really good variety of accessories. I think what would have maybe elevated this a little bit more for me was if they included some rats.
Oh, rats.
I think creature accessories would really serve this line well, like snakes, and in this instance, rats, because they're featured quite prominently in that scene. But it's fair enough that they didn't. I think it's still cool. The accessories that we did get, they are very, very nice. Basic at first glance, but it's decent enough. It does the job that it needs to do. So that's Professor Indy. Let's now take a look at Kazim.
Who are you? My name is Kazim.
So here we have Kazim, brother of the cruciform sword. Like I said, really impressed that Hasbro's done this one. Really surprised as well that we've got him so soon in the line. I think this is great. I'm pretty sure the actual main costume is reuse from Tote. If you want to see my review on that figure, that's well worth checking out. It's just got the addition of the Club Obi-Wan flower, which has been stuck onto the collar of the jacket there. But it's buttoned up. Of course, you've got his iconic fez. The head sculpt on this guy is really, really good as well. Very impressed with that. You've got that cream tie. But in terms of everything else, it's just a very basic figure. Although, like I said before, lining, actual painted lining, of which has been executed really, really well. I've not had any paint smudges yet in terms of that, so that's really impressive to see. It just looks really, really good. So in terms of accessories that he comes with, he's got this machine gun, of which he does use in the boat chase scene. A pistol. There's not really too much paint application going on that, although the handle is painted brown, which is nice to see. Likewise with the submachine gun, brown painted handle there as well. Well, not only that, kind of an interesting accessory that they've included is this rifle, which very well painted. You've got some silver detailings picked out on there. Looks very, very good. But I don't believe he actually uses this in the Venice sequence. This is a weapon he actually uses towards the end of the film, where he's wearing a completely different costume to this. Interesting they've included this. No complaints that they have. It's kind of an interesting choice. But you've got variety there if you want to display him with different sort of weapons. It would be cool to see if we do get a Kazim in the white robes as well. But actually having a Kazim in your collection is really surprising, but a pleasant surprise at that. So both these figures are really on paper basic in first appearances, but that's not a bad thing at all. It's really good to see that Hasbro has so much reuse that they can use in this line so they can knock certain characters out. I'm pretty sure customizers out there are really pleased with this line, even if they're not Indiana Jones collectors, just because having suited base bodies makes for some really easy head swap customization. So it's a winner all round with both of these. I think the price point is a little bit high, as they're £24.99 each, but I've come to accept this at this point just because that does seem to be the standard price point now for figures. I'd always love to see a couple more accessories. Like I said, some creatures like rats or snakes would have been a nice inclusion, at least with the Professor Indy. But overall, both these figures are really, really good. Well worth picking up. It's maybe down to your mileage though if you think they're essential buys, but me personally, I'm really glad that I have them in my collection. And I'm really looking forward to, if we've got Kazim, who else are we going to get in this line? So that's my review on these two figures. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. And while this is me, Daniel East 1000, signing out.